Ashe, welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for your continued love and support. You all can book your business and prosperity readings as well as your business and marketing coaching down below in the description bar. So the download that I got for you all is that you guys were special since you guys were a kid. It's like since you were a child, you've always known that you were special. You've always known that you were different. You always knew that you would be somebody. Okay, you didn't know how it was going to play out. You didn't know like maybe some of you guys may have always known, oh, I'm gonna be a doctor or a lawyer. Or I'm gonna grow up and be on the like a news reporter. Or I'm gonna grow up and do hair or nails or whatever the case may be. Or I'm gonna, you could have had an infatuation with something as a child. I'm hearing a tattoo artist, okay, or a painter, or it's like you've always known that you were gonna be really special, or that you were gonna, you always known that you were gonna make something of your life, and that you were gonna, it's like you've always had this sense of courage as a kid, or this sense of knowing who you were since a kid, or you may have not known everything about yourself, but you've known special things about you. It's like some of you guys were really spiritually connected as a child, and you guys may have had a special friend as a child, or you guys were really tapped into make believe and play pretend. You guys were always very imaginative. You guys were very playful as a child. Many of you all is what I see. You were the one that was always going to forge your own way. I'm hearing you were someone who never followed the rules. It's like you may have been you may have grew up in environments where you had to follow the rules, like in school or church and things like that, or even in your household. So you may have been obedient, and respectful and so forth, but you were always like maybe, felt like there's more to this. Like, why do we have to follow rules? Why do people get to tell us what to do? I just want to do my own thing. It's like you've never, you've always, been like the rebel, not necessarily like a baby's kid or anything else, but you've just always done your own thing. You've just always stood out. You know what I mean? You've never fit in the crowds, even at school. Like kids could have bullied you or tried to bully you or things like that just because you were so different. It's like people, when people saw you, it's like it's like you could have been like in a yearbook saying like voted most likely to succeed or most likely to be rich, or those types of things, but you never fit in any large crowd. It's like in your household maybe you had siblings and so forth, and maybe you got along with them, but you still felt like I'm just different as a child. Some of you guys may have felt like you guys were so different that maybe you were adopted type of thing, or it's just always been something different about you. You've always made your own way, or you've always colored outside the box. It's like I said, it's like even though you may have followed certain rules, just because you had to, so to speak, in certain aspects, you also still may have spoke up or something about it. Or let's say if you were in situations where if you spoke up and you would have got in trouble for speaking up, in your mind or in your room or in behind closed doors, or if you journaled as a child, you could have been a child that journaled as well, things like that. Or you could have done a lot of things behind closed doors, or you could have been, you may have liked to be secluded, always just in your room. I'm hearing Brandy sitting up in my room. What's that back here thinking about you? Yeah, so it's like you could have just always secluded and separated yourself, but behind closed doors, you could have been like, man, that wasn't fair. Like, why? Like I said, why do we have to follow rules, or why does this have to be like this, or there could have been things you saw on the news as a child, and it was like, that doesn't make sense. Like, you could have figured out the news early. You know, you could have figured out the government early. You know, like watching the news as a young child. It's like maybe your grandparents always had it on TV, or your mother or father always had it on TV, or your guardians or whoever you lived with, you know, they've always had it on, you know, and it's like you would watch, and it's like it just didn't make sense. It's like you saw through the illusions early. Some of you guys, not everybody, you know, but it's like, yeah, it's like that's what I'm picking up on here. It's like you're a nostalgic child. It's like you always wish that you could just go back to your childhood, or you know, when times were simpler, when times were easier, or you know, something like that. You've always been free spirited. You've always been like, man, when I get my own house, I'ma do this and I'ma do that. Or it's like, oh, I'ma cook what I want. I ain't gonna eat this. It's like they making me eat this stuff I don't want to eat. They making me wear this. I don't want to wear this. I want to wear this. Why can't I wear what I want to wear? Why are they telling me I can't do this and that? You know, it's like you just always wanted to do your own thing, man. You know, that's the energy I'm picking up on. You know, and a lot of people may have looked down on you. Like as you've grown up, a lot of people may have looked down on you because you do your own thing as an adult. You know, so people may say, yeah, man, since he or she was a kid, they always just kind of did their own thing. You know, they didn't listen, or, you know, not that you was a troubled kid. Some of you guys could have been a troubled kid. You know, it's like you was always getting in trouble because you was always like, no, I'm not doing that. Or whatever. You could have always been talking back, or like, but why? Why I gotta do this? I don't want to do this. Our neighbors ain't gotta do it, or these people over here ain't gotta do it. I don't want to do it, you know. Or some of you guys were, you know, okay, I'm gonna follow the rules, but as you got older, you just did your own thing, you know. So it's like some of you guys, it's like now that you guys are adults, you guys are doing your own thing. And a lot of people may look at that and see you as a rebel, or, you know, some people may see like, oh, man, that child ain't got no sense. Like, even though you grown, you know, people may say, man, that person, like they always been like that. Or it's like people, just even strangers that you don't know, you just dress unique. You just do your own thing. I'm also getting, goth-like. You could be very goth-like. You could have pink hair, or, you know, really dark black hair, or wear, you know, black lipstick, all, you know, just really dark colors. It's giving me like emo, you know. Or is it emo? I said emo. Emo. Y'all know emu, the bird, or whatever. That could be significant in some type of way as well. I'm gonna look that up because I have my deck that actually has the animals on it, so I'm gonna look to see what that card actually says. I'm gonna find it. But yeah, while I'm looking for that. But yeah, that's the energy that I'm picking up on. It's like you could also be remembering certain things from your childhood, like really good memories, or even, you know, memories that, you know, have been very painful and hurtful. For some of you guys, that's why you guys are of course we all are, but you're the way that you are now because of childhood, you know. So let's say as a youth, as a child, you know, it was always, no, you can't say that, you can't do that, and you were never really able to speak up because you would have got in trouble. You know, it's like maybe you have a hard time speaking up now, or maybe you kind of are having a hard time breaking out of your shell, or you don't really, you know your self-worth a lot, or certain things like that. You're dealing with certain issues as an adult, because that stems from childhood. No one to blame, so to speak, you know, because it was just societal possibly, or maybe it was your household, but you know, it's like it's something that you're working through, or you're dealing with. Now you're transcending, you're learning how to transmute that energy is what I am picking up on here for you. Okay. That way you can, you know, you don't have to deal with, you know, with that part of you anymore. You know, it's like you want to be free and be able to speak up and speak your mind and speak your voice, you know, or you want to dress a certain way, but you're like, man, I'm too old, or I shouldn't be dressing this way, you know, or whatever. It's kind of like you want to be a kid again, even though you're an adult, or you want to do all the things that you didn't get to do as an adult. But people, you may be like, well, you know, people may say I'm too old for this, because, you know, the internet's, they go off for, they find any reason to talk, so do it anyways, because they gonna talk anyways, you know. So look at me, I'm almost 40 years old and I'm rapping. I'm a 40-year-old rapper and shit, and bitch, I ain't gonna stop either. You feel me? I'm dope as fuck, you know. So, but people may have something to say. You get what I'm saying? Or the way that you dress, or the way that you may be very youthful, even though you're older as well. Okay, things like that, but you guys could really be transcending a lot of things from your childhood at this time, and really this may be the season you're really coming into who you really are. You could really be figuring out who you are as a person, as a human being. A lot of things in life could it's now making sense for you, is what I'm picking up on. It's like you're putting the puzzle pieces together. It's like, oh, this makes sense now. So it's almost like you could have been an adult but still had a child mind in certain ways, because life happened, and now you're just now being able to take the time to figure things out. Some of you guys could be in counseling or coaching or as well, something like that. But I did find the Mngmnt card. It says this is a good time to go on a new adventure. So even though I was trying to say emo, with somebody that was dressed in dark or goth or something like that, I said Mngmnt. And so I looked at the animal messages, the animal deck, and it says now is the time to go on a good adventure. Yeah, it's time for you to do all the things that you never got to do in your childhood, is what I'm picking up on. It's time for you to, it's like, it's time for you to go inside Target and go down the toy aisle, or, and remember some toys that you used to want, and actually get them and play with them. It's okay. You know what I mean? Who gonna say something? It's like that's not childish. It's not being childish. You're honoring your inner child. You're doing something that's fun and playful, or going to the carnival. Maybe you always wanted to go to the carnival when it was in town and you never got to go. It's like you're doing things to honor your child's self. It's like you're going to dress up. Maybe you didn't get to celebrate Halloween because you had super religious, you was in a super religious household or something. So it's like you're going to dress up and go to a Halloween party, or, it's like maybe you couldn't dress a certain way. Maybe you as an adult, you want to dress more sexier, but you're very what's the word I'm looking for? I cannot think of the word I'm thinking of. Where you just dress more business-like, or, it's a word that starts with a P and I cannot think of it, but it's gonna irk my nerves because it's on the tip of my tongue. But it's like you cover yourself up and everything, and that's okay. You may dress somewhat sexy, but you really want to be able to show more skin or something like that. But you're afraid, like, well, if how it's gonna make you feel, or what other people are gonna say, or the type of attention it's going to attract, things of that nature. But I'm here to tell you, it's all about how you do it, and it's about how you carry yourself. Look at Beyonce. Hell, look at Rihanna. They, certain people still dress a certain way, and they can still dress classy, even though it's very sexy and revealing, right? I mean, it's also where you're dressing like this too. Dressing up to my ladies, it's okay to, get your lingerie and be all skimpy and sexy and all of that stuff with your man behind closed doors, if that's what you want to do. But some of you all may even feel like uncomfortable doing that in the bedroom because you're just so, you grew up in certain environments where it was like it would be looked down upon, or you get what I'm saying. I'm really trying to think of the word because it would bring it all home, but it's whatever, but that's the energy that I'm picking up here for you. Okay. But it's like, you're a leader is what it's like. Oh, thank you, Spirit. What I heard is whole time you was a leader. It's like you were a leader since you was a child. You know what I mean? It's like you created your own rule book, or you got your own rule book. I'm hearing to actually create your own rule book, like get a book and say, like, write on it my rules, or, my rule book, and open it and say rule 1, boom, 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 boom. Next page, rule 2, boom, 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 boom. I can wear whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. People come to my house. It got to be this way. You create your own rules or whatever. It's like people actually look up to you is what I'm picking up on. People like that you do your own thing because they see that you don't allow, the world or, people in general to really affect how you live and what it is, and and how you make your next moves and so forth. And people really admire that about you, is what I am picking up on. So it's like, keep doing what you're doing. But it's like you could be like in a top position now at work. You could be like in a managerial position. It's like, I'm hearing I'm bossy, Khalees. So it's like you got this boss mentality. You could have been bossy as a child as well, or just very, very confident as a child for some of you all. Okay, or if you weren't, some of you guys are seeking your confidence at this time. It's like, no matter what, this energy is inside of you, whether it shows or not, whether you're struggling to bring it out or not, the energy is within you. So it's either you are this way or you're working on cultivating these characteristics and bringing them out of you. But it takes practice. You got to practice it. It's like, maybe some of you guys want a leadership position at work so you guys can get more money, but you guys have to cultivate the authoritative energy in you. You guys are too afraid to tell people to be the boss and tell people what to do, and to take charge and to take control, because you're used to being controlled, even though you never liked it, even though you said, when I grow up, ain't nobody gonna control me. It's like you talk big shit, or you was talking big shit, but you're still discovering how to really be big shit. But you are big shit. I don't want to say like shit, like y'all shit, but y'all get what I'm saying. It's like you're still coming into yourself for some of you all. Okay, or some of you guys just found yourselves, or some of you guys, it's like, man, I done been this way and I'm gonna always be this way and ain't nobody gonna change me. So there's different groups of people that I'm talking to, but either way, you still exude this energy. Even if you feel a certain way on the inside, people still see you as this person that just seems like they got their whole entire life together. So when people see you, they see you as, man, he or she got their whole entire life together. Even though you in the background, you may be like, man, I'm trying to get my life together. But what it looks like on the outside is that you got it together already. So imagine once you do get it together, it's gonna be like, man. I'm also hearing threatening. So a lot of people may be threatened as well by your leadership abilities, or by your abilities to stand out, or how you just don't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? How you just gonna do whatever you want to do, and you don't care who. It's like, because you cannot be controlled. I'm hearing Sheree Whitfield. Who go check me, boo? Who go check me, boo? She by Sheree. Some of you guys can have a clothing line, but it's like, y'all could be a Capricorn as well. But it's like, who go check y'all? Because can't nobody say nothing to you. Can't nobody say nothing to you. I'm hearing pedestal. You on a pedestal and can't nobody take you off. And it's like, they need to get on their own pedestal if they have a problem. We should all be on a pedestal. But if you put yourself on a pedestal, a lot of people will say, oh, who they think they is? They think they all that. Yeah, bitch, what am I supposed to think? I'm not. I'm hearing memes. This is why I'm hot. This is why you not. It's like you hot and they not. But it's like they can be hot if they just work on themselves, but they rather, put that energy towards you, you know what I mean? Or something like that. But yeah, for those of you all that are working on yourselves still, we're always working on ourselves, no matter who you are, because ain't nobody perfect. We all got things that we're all working on, right? But let's say you could be trying to attract certain things, certain manifestations and things to you. The reason that they may not be coming to you at this time is because you still have to get your energy up. You still have to be the type of person to be able to hold those manifestations. So spirit could be taking you through different situations, and you may not like the situations that you're dealing with, but it's to help cultivate that confidence. It's to help cultivate your self-esteem. It's to help cultivate you to stand out. It's to help cultivate you to be the leader and to forge your own path. That's what it's doing. So you may not like the situations. Guess what? Bosses deal with bullshit every fucking day. Bosses deal with so much stuff on a daily basis. The people that they hire, they ain't doing their fucking job right. You got to be like, didn't I hire you to do this? But yet you doing this. You get what I'm saying? It's like you may not be the type of person to necessarily, you may be real nice and like, well, I don't want to talk to people like this or that. Sometimes you gotta say it with your chest. Sometimes you spending your hard-earned money. You gotta be like, nah. Even if the money came to you easy, because why is money so easily flowing to me? Why is money easily flowing to me? So it doesn't matter how you got your money. That was still an expense. That was still money you had to put out. And guess what? You ain't doing your job, sir, ma'am. So I need to let you know. I need you to correct this. Because certain people, they try to be lazy or try to get away with certain things. So guess what? Spirit or as a boss or a manager at a job, you got to deal with people coming in late. You got to fire people. You got to let people go. You got to do write-ups. You got to deal with conflict. People that's in HR positions, they got to deal with, those low vibrational situations all the freaking time. Even if they're high vibrational, but they got to deal with all of that. People that are in karmic energy all day, every day. They got to deal with other managers that are jealous of them because they got the position and they didn't. They got to deal with BS. So what I'm saying is, spirit, let's say if you're not currently in those type of positions, you're still a leader and have those qualities, and you may be dealing with other life situations not within the workplace, or you could be dealing, like I had somebody come up to me like randomly, and a whole situation transpired. This motherfucker came up to me randomly. Like a whole motherfucking bot. A whole motherfucking NPC. Not non-player character. Like, bitch, you literally just came up to me out of no fucking where. And bitch, you best believe I did what I had to do. I said what the fuck I needed to say. And I get situations like that here and there. So I'm saying that to you. You get what I'm saying? You could be dealing with life situations randomly, and it's teaching you certain things. I don't know why these motherfuckers be trying me. But I'm also getting you're very ancient here, okay? Or it could also be, I'm hearing bills. You could be dealing with bills, to learn how to one, appreciate money, to learn two, to not get frustrated, I'm thankful to pay bills. I love paying bills. Because guess what? Bills are things that you ask for. You gotta have lights on. You gotta have food. You gotta have gas. You gotta have a car or insurance, and you gotta have a roof over your head. You gotta have clothes, and so it's like you should enjoy spending money. Even if it's to pay the bills. The thing is, you gotta learn how to get more money so you can pay your bills and have more left over. So comment down below, why do I love paying my bills? I know y'all gonna be like, what? But that's gonna put you in the energy to be able to have more money to pay your bills. Okay, don't believe me, just watch. But anyways, something about astrology here. So you guys could be astrologists, and also something about, I'm hearing King Tut. Okay, I'm also just getting ancient. I'm getting Egypt. Okay, so I'm getting the pyramids. Okay, so there's a lot of ancient energy. Yes, thank you, because you're an old soul. Because you're an old soul. So it's like, that's why you were able to see the illusions of the news when you were younger and things of that nature. And that's why you when you was younger, you was like, man, I done been here before. I ain't dealing with this bullshit. It's almost like you could have been like 10 or 12 years old, and you could have been smoking early or drinking early, or, things of that nature. You get what I'm saying? You could have been someone who started having sex early as well. You could have lost your virginity at an early age as well. Things of that nature is what I'm picking up on. Woo! Y'all, channeling be draining me. But yeah, that's the energy that I'm seeing here for y'all. So it's like you guys are really the way maker, okay? It's like trust the timing of your life at this time, okay? It's like trust the wave that you came in on. All right, time ain't running out for you. So you may feel like time is running out just because certain things haven't manifested in your life, or because life may look a certain way. Okay, but don't believe your lying eyes. It's like you're still creating a new path. Okay, you're creating something new for yourself. You're creating a new lifestyle for yourself at this time. It's like one of my songs is coming to my head at this time, but it's like, where it's like, I say, I am LATRICE, watch me emerge. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're emerging a new version of you. So it's like it's giving me Phoenix, or I'm also hearing Grand Rising or Grand Phoenix or some Grand Prix, race cars and stuff as well. But it's like you could be a Phoenix Rising. Okay, it's giving me Phoenix Sun. So something about Phoenix, heavy Phoenix energy. Okay, you could live in Phoenix as well. All right, Phoenix, Arizona. But it's also just giving me you've been through a lot, and you're a Phoenix that rose out of the ashes. It's like the Phoenix rebuilt itself out of the ashes. And it's like, so you could have been somebody that it's like your life could have been to shits, maybe even as a child. And so it's like you're rebuilding yourself, or you've rebuilt yourself. And it's like now it's like, yeah, you're having your grand rising. That's what that is. It's like I'm getting sunrise. It's giving me sunrise, sunset to the old life, and sunrise to the new version of you. So it's like grand rising. It's like it's a grand rising of you. It's a celebration for you rising up again. It's like you didn't stay down. It's like life got you down, but you didn't stay down. You forged a new way through. You forged a new path of new version of you despite the circumstances, is what I'm picking up on. It's like you've overcome a lot within your lifetime or within your circumstances. And it's like now you've been made brand new, like you've been made whole. And that's what it is. Like, like those that get baptized, it's like, and wash your sins away. That type of energy, that's what it's giving me. It's like you washed, it's like you went down in the water, and it's like you came up new. It's like you're a new person. It's like immediately, it's like that old version of you is gone. Baptism could be important for some of you all, or some of you guys may have been baptized as well. Woo! I'm hearing wishing on a star. What is the lyrics? I wonder who you are, or something like that. So it's like you've been wishing on the star since you were a kid. Like, it's like as a kid, you just knew you were going to be famous. As a kid, you just knew that you were going to be this big pop star, or you just knew you was going to be this big movie star, or you just knew that you was going to be the one to make it out of your community or your family or your neighborhood or out the whole entire city. Shit, the city you grew up could have been dead as fuck. Like, ain't nothing here. It's boring. And it's like, and you made it up. You the major one to make it out of that. You could have been, like I said, popular in high school and or whatever environments. Let's say if you went to the YMCA as a child, or to daycare as a child, or that type of thing. Church as a child, any community groups, or just all the kids on your block or in your neighborhood. You feel me? It's like you was a popular one. Or even if they picked on you and bullied you, they picked on you and bullied you because they saw something in you and they didn't want you to see it within you. You get what I'm saying? They didn't want you to see the greatness in it, because all them kids that was bullying you, some of y'all could have had adults bullying you too. They all saw the greatness in you, baby. And it's coming out, or you've worked through everything that tried to keep you down, all those issues that you had. It's like you worked through them, and now you rising up, grand rising. This is your grand rising. Hello. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're new into this world. You're seeing the world as completely different than what you did previously, is what I'm picking up on here. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave this message here. You guys can book your personal readings, your coaching down below in the description bar. You guys can give this video a thumbs up. You guys can, you guys can like this video. Okay, you guys can subscribe to the channel. And you guys can get in the comments how this resonated with you all. And we will tap in on the next one. I am LATRICE. Peace.